Deputy Public Enterprises Minister Ben Martins has denied any wrongdoing on his part in relation to the Gupta family. He was testifying at the parliamentary inquiry into state-owned enterprises. Martins admitted to arranging a meeting between former PRASA CEO Lucky Montana and Tony Gupta. Martins told MPs that the interaction was to address questions posed by Tony Gupta regarding tender process related to a new project at PRASA. Martin said he did not ask Montana to do anything that was contrary to the established processes.
I saw nothing untoward in arranging this meeting between Mr. Tony Gupta and Mr. Lucky Montana, as its aim was to clarify and give answers to the questions that Mr. Gupta had posed to me. I did not at any stage ask Mr. Montana to unduly, irregularly, or illegally assist Mr. Gupta. There was no unlawful or malicious intent on my part in facilitating the meeting.
Here are the highlights from Martin's testimony. On the issue of Tony Gupta-Lucky Montana meeting, he said there was no malicious intent behind facilitating the meeting. Martins denied Susan Daniels' allegations of attending a meeting with Ajay Gupta, Salim Essa and Duduzane Zuma to discuss Brian Molefe's hearing. He refuted Montana's claim that there was pressure from the Guptas to change the composition of PRASA board. On the infamous Waterkloof landing, Martins denied getting any request from the Guptas to land at the aircraft there. He said Guptas approached him for permission to organize a welcome ceremony for his guests landing at OR Tambo and were denied.
The remit of my responsibility as the Minister of Transport then was for civil aviation, aeroplanes. But in regard to the military aspect, I had no role there. That fell under the remit of the responsibility of the Department of Defense. They are responsible for Waterkloof. So in regard as to how that plane landed there, I was not consulted.
Both Lucky Montana and suspended Eskom legal manager Susan Daniels have accused Martins of working with the Guptas while testifying at the committee. Let's take a listen in to the allegations.
I got the distinct impression that Deputy Minister Martins wanted to create the impression that I brought members of the Gupta family to him. I felt that the statement that was made by Deputy Minister Martins was not entirely truthful, was not fair, and was not comradely. I felt strongly that Deputy Minister Martins was trying to protect his own name at my expense.
As we walked into the lounge area, there were 4 people which I was introduced to. Mr. Ajay Gupta, Mr. Duduzane Zuma, Deputy Minister Ben Martins, and a Chinese lady whose name I cannot remember, because at that point I was actually speechless. The purpose of the discussion was around the process of the Molefe court proceedings. Mr. Gupta wanted to know how far they were. And I said there was a scheduled meeting with the Deputy Judge President to discuss when we would set down the matter, because as the honourable members would know, the DA, the EFF and Solidarity have joined the application, and we wanted all the matters heard on the same day.